and I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just um, starting here. I just looked for this code. Sorry, let me go back to what I was. So I put code Kata on Google. The first link is the Code Kata site by Dave Thomas. He created the Code Kata definition and what you do. So the basic idea is that when you Code Kata is a programming exercise that you do several times with several different languages using several different techniques, and that's what you can do. So there is this kata here, supermarket pricing. This kata arose from some discussions we've been having at the DAW practitioners meeting. The problem domain is something seemingly simple, pricing goods at supermarkets. Some things in supermarkets have simple price. This can of beans costs 65 cents. Other things have more complex price. For example, 3 a dollar. So what's the price if I buy 3 for a dollar? So what's the price if I buy 4 or 5? 1.99 per pound. So what does 4 ounce cost? Buy 2, get 1 free. So does the third item have a price? This kata involves no coding. This exercise is to experiment with various models for representing money. If it involves no coding, I'm not interested now because I want to code. KarateChop, a binary shop, binary search, find the position of values, sort the rate of values, such as the data, and they offer the tests in some language. Unit code they use binary shop, finds a position of value in a sorted array of values. To achieve some efficiency by having the numbers of items. Okay, I know how binary search works. So the top and bottom half, listen, second pass considers only half. When I get by 2, it stops when it finds sorry. It stops when it finds the value it's looking for or when it runs out of array search. Binary searches are a favorite of CS lecturers. This kata is straightforward. Implement a binary search routine in the language or technique of your choice. Tomorrow, implement again. Okay. 3 seconds ago. Okay, let's try to do this. You do mix neo. What's the name again? KarateChop. KarateChop. So this is the way I create a project in Elixir. Mix neo and the name of the project. If you have more than one word, you separate the words using underline. So it takes some time to generate the project. You go to CD KarateChop and mix test. And then I will open Code, Visual Studio Code, VS Code. It takes some time, it should be faster. What's this? Oh, no, this is not what I want now. But I don't want to hide my, okay. It's opening Visual Studio Code. It takes a long time because I'm using, I have Microsoft Edge with several tabs open. Let me take a look at the tests again. Okay, it's here. I'm going to close this welcome, and I'm going to while it goes, let me explain that I'm here, but I'm also on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Adolfo Neto, and there you can find some classes teaching functional programming. Okay, I'm doing this live on Twitch, but I plan to upload this to YouTube later. Okay, so now I can finally open the KarateChop test.exs. It's a file generated by Mix. You see, they created the module KarateChop. I'm not going to use this docs test. So I'm going to KarateChop and remove doc test. I want this function, hello. The name of the test, let's see again. And so if I shop 3, the result is -1. So shop 3 turns -1. The name, what's the name that Dave was using? Yes, it's shop. The first argument is the position. The second argument is the list. So that's it. Here it's a, if I call the function shop from the KarateChop method, passing 3, as the list is empty, there is no element there, so it won't find 3. It will return -1. So I can run mix test using TDD to see that the test fails. Of course, the test fails because KarateChop, I don't know how to say this, 2 is undefined or private. It's actually undefined. There is no function shop here. I am going to define the function shop returning -1. So this is what we call in TDD babe step. See, there is this function. I'm using underline. Sorry. Underline in Elixir means that I don't care what you pass. So whatever I pass, it is going to ignore, and it's going to return -1, because in Elixir you don't put return like in other languages. For instance, if I do this 10, 20, -1, it will simply ignore 10 and 20, and it will return -1. Let's see if this works. Okay, it worked. Let me just, no, I don't want to do this. What's that? Here I can, is it possible to, no, it's not. Either I'm too small or big enough. Okay, so the test passed. It says that there is unused liters because it's probably this one. It's two. See, there is at least there is a warning. It's not an error, only a warning. Now, no warning. Okay, this was the first test. The second test says 3, 1, -1. Let me include here. If I try to find a 3 in this list, it returns -1. Okay, and nicely, this will work. I didn't do anything yet, but it's working for the first two tests. The third test won't work if I don't do anything. So if I try to find 3, a list containing 1, it will return, it should return, sorry, there, yes, 1. So he's not using 0 indexing. So if I try to find 1, okay, now just let me see something here because I am helping someone on WhatsApp. Yes, everything okay. And let me try it now. Mix test. So one failure. Why? Because my function returned -1, but it expected 1. It should be 1. So what can I do? I want to do baby steps now. I will say that this is a list. And I can say this. If the list is an empty list, it always returns -1. So it will return the same problem. Now it's a different problem because it says, oh, there's no function matching this clause. So the question now is that if I have a list and I have an element, and let me say I return 1 now. I put this and this here. You see, I can do either only the underline or underline in the name. What I'm saying here, if the second argument is an empty list, returns -1. If the second, if not, if it's not this case, it will try this one. Oh, if everything else, return 1. And it magically passes all tests. Oh, no, it didn't. Why? Because, yes, okay. So if, let me see. It's nice to look at here. So I'm going to open IX. I'm going to say that there is a list which is 1, 2, 3, and I pass 1 in list. Okay, true. Not one in list. False. It should be here. Yes. Okay. Oh, nice. Better. No. Okay, let me try this here. When element not in list. Why is it complaining? Ah, I forgot when. And the other cases. So what am I saying here? Should we have and I use not in as guards. Maybe I can't. I'm not sure. Let me ask Google. Elixir. And I use in guards. Strictly Boolean. Okay. So maybe I have to. In and not in operates as long. As long as the right hand side is a list or a range. When maybe this works. What's complaining about? Invalid right argument for operating in. It expects a compile time proper list or compile time. Okay, so it cannot be any list. Let me try this again with maybe it's not a good idea to do this. Try to do this for. So I have to. One thing I will have to use is sort. Okay, so 1, 4, 5. This is already sorted. Okay, sort. Can I find a guard? Def guard. Custom guards can also be defined with def guard. Def guard is even when. Yes, I am not sure. Probably not, but let me see here. So the question is, I get the list and I call it sort. And the idea is that if element is in do and else -1. Try this. Try this. See, it passed. It says if the element is there, okay. If not, -1. I believe it's better if we do. Let me remember case Elixir. Case and count. Where is count? Case does a pattern matching. Yes. Select this count do. 1. 2 expression. And what's wrong here? Maybe it should be in the next line. Element in a non-sort.list. Sort list. It's equivalent to else if clause in imperative language. It's a simple thing. So I'm going to format this code. It's working. Yes. So let me close here. No, I don't want to see this right now. The call for papers for code being. So the next test is shop 1-3. And try it. I'm tired, so I'm going to write here all remaining tests. Third. And this is going to work, obviously, because the result is 1. Yes, it works. It works. And try this one. It's easier if I do this copy past. Here. 3. Now it's position 2. Failure because it should return 2. But I know there is no Elixir. I believe it's enum@. See, enum@. But the first argument is the list. The second argument is the position. So it's not exactly, let me say, enum find. No. Enum fetch. Enum fetch. Enum fetch 0 to no. Find value. No. Each empty fetch finds the element. Finds index. Let me see. Find here x. That find index 1, 2, 3, 1. The function got 1. Okay. Flat map, frequencies, group by, into join map, max member. Doesn't Elixir have this function like this? Position. Maybe it's on list. Flattened fold. Key find. No, it's not key find. Key remain. Pop at. No, that's for position. It's interesting because I don't remember ever needing something like this. Find index. Let me try with find index. Let me see. So my list is 1, 2, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I go, find index list where it receives a function x that returns true and x equals to 3. And so it returns, and I do this plus 1. So see for 4, for 1, and for 0 to return an error. Okay. Let me copy that. I would find this as an internal function, private function. Get index, given a list, and that was a value. You find lists fnx equals a value plus 1. How do I use this? If the element is in sort, so you call get index from element. So sorry, from yes, this should be in the reverse order to match what happens above, value and list. So here should be element and list. Let me see if this works. Let's test again. It works as expected. Can format. And I believe that's all, but there is many more examples. So here it's 135. Let me just test for, just put it here so that it becomes easier for me. So 135. 3 is in position. What? Oops, sorry. I was doing it one based, but it's zero based. But okay, I don't like zero based. I like one based. So my list is going to KarateChop function is going to return position 3. If I try to find the number 5, it's going to return 3. And if I try to find, or it starts with, it choose going to put 2, 3, 5. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, and let me put here 2. So 2 is going to return -1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the positions for these values here. So let me try with mixed test. Okay, it worked. I can format this, and now I can explain. Oh, I didn't save here. And save after formatting. So what did I do here? I just searched this list, trying it returns true when it finds an element. This function returns true when it finds an element which is equal to the value. So this is an anonymous function. Let me give a name. No, I can't do this because I need, yes, it has to be anonymous. It makes sense. I think that's it. Let me see if it's still okay. It is. So if, let's go back to the beginning. If the list is an empty list, I can't find any value there. So it returns -1. If the element is not in the list, maybe I should. No. If the element is in the list, and I'm sorting the list here, get the index of that element in that list. If the element is not in the list, when the list is not empty, so we return -1. And if the element is in the list, that's interesting because I didn't take into account something like that. So let's see it making a mistake. I'm going to give a 3517, which is the position. Considering that we are doing binary search, it's going to sort the list before, so it's going to be 135, and the result should be equal to 3. But it's wrong here. So why? Because it didn't sort. So if element is in unsort, I know this is not such a good idea. It's a kind of repetition, but it will work. Works. It works. So I I'm not sure this is idiomatic, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to create a variable called sorted list. And I'm going to just replace it here. I'm not going to create a function only for that. So let me run mix test. Okay, it works. One thing I also like to do is mix format. Okay, and now I have this element in sorted list, get index. It tries to find the index, the value which I already know it is in the list. And if the value, if it finds, it returns the index plus one. Okay, I think I was able to solve this code kata by Dave Thomas. It's called KarateChop. It's very simple. It was posted on 2013. Maybe it was created even before that. You should go to that site, codekata.com by Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas created the code kata concept, which was inspired the creation of the coding dojo concept. And coding dojo inspired, maybe it inspired code retreats and more programming. So there's lots of things that are related to this code kata concept. But remember, the idea of a code kata is a simple problem that you sometimes it's not so simple, but usually it's simple that you can do it several times. I did this first time in Elixir using enum, using lists, sorting the list. Maybe there is even a better way to do that, but I'll leave it for later. Okay, bye bye. Thank you very much.